Hi and welcome back to my channel for another original collage today. And first I'm picking some pattern papers. I found this paper pad recently in our local cheap craft supply store, I would say. And I just picked some of the papers because I really like the designs. And I glue my papers down using that Tombow glue stick. I love to use this for my collages because you have no drying time and it adheres very well, and it also doesn't wrinkle the paper. In addition to these designer papers, I also used some leftover papers that I have always laying under my pages or to clean my tools, my brushes or my palette knife. Here you can see it. And I really like that bright and happy colors, and I just tear some pieces out and adhere them to the page. That's something I always do. I normally never throw any paint away. I just smear it to a paper laying next to me, and later I can use this paper as a background or just to make some collaging with it. When I start my collages, I normally don't have any plan for this. I just go with the colors that match, and as the weather is so beautiful recently here, and that's not normal for January, I want to go with some happy bright spring colors, and that's the reason why I picked this paper. I like to mix a bit between cutting out and tearing the pieces. I often also cut some shapes like circles or wavy borders and adhere them to the page. To have different pieces makes the page look more interesting. What I'm always using are old book pages. I have so many old books laying here, and I don't want to throw them all away, especially the ones that have this really thin paper, because I really like to use this on the background as you almost can't see the edges of it. And I believe this one is from a really big Shakespeare book, and I truly have never read it. Here are some stickers. I have printed them myself to some labels, and this is just artwork I made myself and scanned it to the computer. I also try to go for repetition. That means that when I have a circle on the page, I will put another circle anywhere else on the page. This makes a page look more cohesive. To get more of an artsy look, I often cover the page with gesso, and of course I cover not the whole page. I just add some here and there, and I often use a palette knife because I love that texture that you get. You don't have to use gesso, you can also use a white acrylic paint, for example. My main images today will be cutouts from a watercolor painting, and I recently wanted to improve my watercolor skills, especially when it comes to loose florals, and I learned a lot in different Skillshare classes. And when you have a look in my description box, you will find a 2 free month trail, so you can try out Skillshare completely for free. It is for 2 months, and you have to cancel in time, and then you won't pay anything. And I would really recommend trying this out because it's for free and you get tons of watercolor or illustration videos. There are so many different things on this platform to discover. I really enjoy it. The watercolor paintings I did were on a mixed media paper from Arteza, because I really love that mixed media paper for watercolors, especially because I'm just doing one layer paintings. I don't add washes to it, so it works really well. And I just use this for practicing. And then I cut out all these flowers and also a leaf branch and adhere it to my page. And here I'm stamping just some interest with the Rubber Dance Grungy Borders. The first one is from the Grungy Borders and that one is from the Doodle Borders stamp set. I also used the vintage postcard to add some script to the page that makes it look even more interesting. When I'm not sure where to put my elements, I lay it on my page and then I have a look through my camera onto the page, and that makes a huge difference. I mentioned this in my previous videos, and it looks completely different in comparison to just looking directly on the page. And then I try different compositions and decide which one I want to use. Here I'm going in with the Neocolor crayons just to add some more color to the background of the page. You can use any kind of medium here. You can use watercolors. I will use one of the woodies. It's just I'm going for the color that matches my whole page. I'm adding some scribbly marks here with a graphite pencil. It's water soluble. It's one from the Durban Grafitint, and it just adds more interest to the page. I also make some marks with a black watercolor pencil. This is one of my favorites to use on my art journal pages. It works really well when you dip the nib into water and then you get a deep black line. My page is almost done. All I'm doing to finish it up is I'm adding a sentiment. It's from the Rubber Dance Mix a Sentiment stamp set, and I embossed it in white to black cardstock and then adhered it to the page. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see us next time. Bye!